Amazing or what? Incredible. Thank you so much, Greg. So a couple of things that I wanted to just, reiterate about Greg's. It's really hard to follow Greg, by the way, just so you know. Put yourself in my place. Not easy. I was so shocked to see these numbers. I mean, we know we're losing a few members here and there, but if we don't start engaging our youth, if we don't start asking their opinion about what drives them to be humanitarians, we have interactors, we have rotaractors, we have RILA, and we're not tracking these young people. We know they're engaged in service. Why they get in? I mean, I went up to Logan and met with the Rotaract Club up there. And I met with mostly their leaders. And I said, well, how did you join? Well, I knew this person, and then she knew this person. And that, it is about relationships. And we have got to do a couple of things. Number one, maybe we should join our Interact Club service instead of having them a separate entity. There are Interact clubs that aren't connected to a Rotary Club right now. And we're working really hard to find those clubs and to get engagement from Rotary. The other thing is with Rotaractors. They are, what? In an age group. How many of you joined Rotary when you were under 40? Okay. That's a lot, right? That's quite a few people in here. So what happened? I mean, things change. And less than 4% of our Rotarians in the world are under 40. We have strong Interact clubs. We have a RILA program that doesn't quit in our state. I just went last year. I was incredibly impressed. And we have Rotaract clubs that are where the people are really engaged. But what happens when they graduate from college or leave the community college or go into their profession? We lose them. What about our youth exchange students? We don't follow them. So one of the things I really want to start on this year and really do it in earnest is to get all of you, what we put into it is what we get out of it. And part of what we need to put into it is change it up. I mean, the legislative changes they've been in place for a year now. And basically what they are is that if your club is not gaining members, if it isn't, then something's going on that needs to be addressed when we're losing members like this. If your club is doing well, don't change it up. It's okay. You can keep the club members that you have, and I think the more people in a club, the more vibrant the club is. And it really helps to have service projects. I was so happy to hear Greg talking about local service projects. We just had a gentleman join our club. He's now our service chair, who was very involved in service before. He was in our community, and I went out and said, hey, Dave, you really need to be a Rotarian. You already do service. And he was getting off a board he was kind of tired of that anyway, but in any case, he is so involved in local service that our club is growing. It is thriving. And what it's about is engaging people, asking people to join, that kind of thing. I wanted to just show you, just talk to you a little bit about, are we ready? Okay, so, and I'm just going to talk a little bit about goals for next year. Tomorrow, part of what I wanted to do, I mentioned this earlier, is have the experts in the district, which wouldn't be me, give you the tools that you need to succeed in your clubs. One of the tools you need is you need to be able to use Club Central. And tomorrow we're going to walk you through how do you enter your goals, how do you update your records in Club Central. Devin Thorpe, who is our amazing Chief of Staff, will be walking through that with you step by step. And what President-elect Risley has said is, if it ain't Club Central, it doesn't exist. So it's very important. If we don't learn to do this and get really active, nothing will show up in the Club Central website on Rotary International. He said that to the entire world. And you can imagine how that resonated with some people in third world countries. But it's so important to them that their district make a difference and that they connect with other Rotary clubs, that they are finding someone at Rotary International, there's a lot of help there, to help them and to do this for them in the case that they aren't able to do it. So it looks like we're having a little bit of trouble getting the club goals, or my goals for the district up. So I'm just going to say to you that this year, President-elect Risley only has 3 goals. 3, count them. Usually they're about, I don't know, how many? Anybody? 6, 8, 10, 15, right? And my feeling is 3's plenty, and 5's a little overboard. So his goals happen to match the strategic plan in Rotary International, which makes a lot of sense, right? So the 3 goals are support and strengthen clubs, and we've talked a little bit about that. We've had some discussions about how clubs can come together, how we can come together at tables and discuss what works for us and get to know each other. Focus and increase humanitarian falls also in with membership. Because if you are focusing on humanitarian service, we're doing club projects in our community, we're doing district grants, which I can tell you are it's such an easy process in our district to fill out this form. And if we don't do our due diligence on this, we don't get the money that we put in 3 years earlier. And so the money that you put in this year for a designated district grant will come back in 3 years for the governor then. So it'll be, I guess, the year after Governor-elect nominee Scott. Okay, so let me just go through these. Now that number 3 is enhance Rotary's public image. And that's our next presentation, which will be Linda Sappington. But as you look up here, I think all of these are pretty doable, actually. If you have, bottom up is the way to go with your members. If they're not committed to what you're doing, forget it, because they're not in it for the relationship. So my goal, and this is my goal, and if you would like to join me for any of this, I would really love to work with you on it, and this is all part of the presidential citation. If you picked up your presidential citation, under each area, I've pulled out 3 of the 4 goals that would need to be completed to get the Presidential Citation Award. So we want to increase our members under 40. We want to get more women involved in our clubs. So what if we had more women under 40? That would be fantastic, wouldn't it? And we're going to have the celebration in October. And part of what we're going to do is have a membership kind of event. And again, I'm not discouraging you from inviting people of all ages to your club, because when people have a history with Rotary, they are so committed already. But youth, peace, and service are the three parts of the overriding goal of Rotary in the world. The only reason we are together as a world institution, as it were, is that we bring all our flags together at Rotary International. It's so touching. Have any of you been to Rotary International? Raise your hands if you've been. Isn't it amazing? It is just the most incredible thing that I've ever experienced. So, so the first is, to track and record and and all this has to be done on Rotary Club Central. So I won't go through all of these, but you can read sort of what I've come up with. So I would kind of revise that and say, join in Rotaractors service, join in your Interact Club service, communicate with each other, even if, because they don't feel like we're helping them. We need to be their mentors. And if they want to be mentored, we need to give them that opportunity. Now, as far as the club giving, I just want to say one thing about that. I know it seems like anyone could give $100 a year, but the fact is, if everyone in our district gave something, just something, including Interactors and Rotaractors, $1, $5, $10, we do encourage you to be every Rotarian every year sustaining member. But every Rotarian every year means every Rotarian donates every year. So we need to change it up so we get more donations from younger people or people who cannot afford or don't feel they can. I started with very little because I was poor. And the more I gave, the more I wanted to give because I saw service. I saw the results of it. And lastly, we'll hear more about this from Linda, but we need to talk about what we do. We need to, I have learned so much from Greg while he's been here. He just told me that, the Easter Seals program, are you all familiar with that? That is a Rotary program. Did you know that? I didn't know that. I was pretty surprised. Another thing is that we have labs all over the world working on the polio epidemic that is almost gone. We can't proclaim the world polio-free until 3 years from the last reported case. That's pretty amazing. We can be polio-free as we were, was it India? That we thought we were polio-free? Nigeria. We thought we were polio-free, but within like 18 months, we had a case, right? So we put together these labs. This is the Rotary International, all over the world, and you all know about Ebola, right? What a threat that was. Guess who solved that problem? Our labs. So our labs go way beyond polio. They go to any kind of disease control that happens to be hitting the planet at any one time, which is pretty amazing. So I'm going to just turn this over back to Art and then have Linda talk with you a little bit more about public image. But we didn't know this. And we need to talk about the value of the good we do. And one of the things I always tell people when I first meet them and they say, what is Rotary? Rotary is a way to connect with other people in other countries. How? Because we have access to other Rotary clubs all over the world. And I've been to many places around. We travel a lot. And every chance I get, I go to a Rotary club And I have a new friend in that area. In addition to the service that they can help us with in our global grants and even our district grants. They can be a variety of things. They don't need to be local service, but that's what gets Rotarians into Rotary, is the community service that we do, and then we go further with that. So thank you very much, and I'll hand this back over to Art.
So watch this with the trainer.